The new game Giraffe and Annika is being pitched as an action-packed adventure with a deeply emotional story and Guitar Hero-inspired combat. Now that I've played the game, I'm here to say that some of that is accurate. It's definitely an adventure game with a well-told story, but it comes up way short in the music department, and I would never use the term action-packed to describe any part of this game. Oh, and since we're already on the subject, prepare to be disappointed when you discover that Giraffe is a person, and not one of those long-necked animals that hangs out in Africa and Toys R Us. This is the story of Annika, a young cat girl who came to a small island village to hang out with her friend Lisa. It's a peaceful island that is home to a family of rabbits, a lighthouse, an incredible observatory, and an otherworldly school for dance. Unfortunately, Lisa has gone missing, and Annika has inconveniently lost all of her memories. The good news is that a mysterious boy who goes by the name Giraffe seems to remember Annika and may even know what's going on. But he's on his own mission to collect a series of glowing stars that are scattered around the island. But what does he need with these stars? Why would he need Annika to do all of his hard work? And most importantly, where's Lisa? Before we even have a chance to ponder these questions, our titular hero is talked into journeying to the deepest, darkest, and most dangerous parts of the island in an effort to beat the boss and collect the stars. Seeing as Giraffe is unable to enter the dungeons, it's up to Annika to find the right path and platform her way to the end of the level, all while doing everything possible to avoid the ghosts lining the way. She doesn't have a sword or any other kind of weapon, so these dungeons are all about sneaking past the undead creatures and outrunning any that happen to be following her. At the end of each dungeon is a boss, which is where Giraffe and Annika shifts from a 3D platformer to a simplistic rhythm game. It's a one-on-one battle where the boss will throw balls on either the left or right side of the stage, and you'll need to move Annika in order to press the notes with the right beat. This becomes more complicated as the boss starts to throw sustained notes and enemies at our hero. But if you've ever played Rock Band, Guitar Hero, or pretty much any other rhythm game released in the last 15 years, then you're gonna have no problem keeping the beat alive. Now, when she's not exploring the dungeon and battling the bosses, Annika will go on a bunch of scavenger hunt style missions for the people around the island. She'll need to find wood for the bridge, track down all the bunnies, play matchmaker for the woman at the lighthouse, and so on and so forth. There are also a couple dozen cat-related drawings scattered around that will unlock new costumes and secrets. All of this is fairly straightforward and designed to get the players exploring the small open world. Without any violence and a cute character around every corner, Giraffe and Annika seems like it's aimed at a younger audience, though I have a hunch the emotional story and revelations will satisfy older players. That said, there's no question that the adventure is a little too easy for its own good. The scavenger hunt quests are never a challenge because the island is so small. Every part of this game wants to be found, so it won't take the average player long to complete the 3 dungeons and reveal the big twist ending. About the only thing you have to worry about are the ghosts in the dungeons, but they're usually easy to avoid and the levels are painfully linear. Just about the only time I ran into trouble is when the game glitched out and didn't trigger one of the story beats, but even that was resolved when I reloaded the game. Now, that brings me to the most disappointing part of Giraffe and Annika, the rhythm battles. Look, I was instantly sold on the game when I saw the music fights in the trailer, but it's such a small part of this game that it's barely even worth mentioning. There are only 5 of these rhythm sections in the entire adventure, and none of them are particularly challenging. I don't know, maybe I expected too much, but I kinda went in hoping that I would constantly be getting into these kinds of fights. But that's not the case, and what's in its place doesn't feel fully cooked. We end up running away from ghosts instead of fighting them with music, and that's just not as satisfying. This game has a cool battle system that is woefully underutilized. It's a shame that the adventure is so straightforward and the rhythm sections are barely used because Giraffe and Annika has an incredibly effective ending that'll stick with you. The graphics are also good and the music is damn catchy. This is a solid game that should be easy to recommend, but the complete lack of challenge and the half-baked dungeons undermine the adventure every step of the way. With a great story that is beautifully told, Giraffe and Annika should be the kind of game that appeals to everybody. Sadly, the easy difficulty and simplistic fetch quests leave a lot to be desired. Worst of all, the unique rhythm battles are barely used and saved exclusively for boss fights. The characters are likable and the ending is incredible, but this is a journey best suited for younger and inexperienced gamers. Hey, thanks for watching our review. If you liked what you saw here, then you should know that we post new reviews and features almost every day. Now here's the question I have for you. What is a game that you love, but is way too easy? I hate to be the contrarian here, but I feel like most modern games are way too easy. Some of that is because of generous checkpointing and unlimited lives, but I suspect that it's also because I grew up in the 8 and 16-bit era when everything was insanely hard. Let me see your picks in the comments below. In other news, we'll be back shortly with a review of Zombie Army 4, Panda Ball, and Track Mayhem. If that sounds good to you, then I strongly recommend you click that subscribe button and support what we're doing here. Until then,